Hi, I'm State Representative Chad-Magendanz with some great news for Washington citizens. It took nearly 6 months, 3 special sessions, many various budget proposals, and a lot of frustration, but we now have a new 2-year operating budget that does a lot of great things for Washington State. In fact, I would say the results are historic. And it does it without major tax increases. Let's talk about my favorite subject, education funding. The new state operating budget we passed increases K-12 funding by $1.3 billion, or 19%. That's the highest increase for our public schools in more than 25 years. K-12 education funding now comprises nearly 48% of the state operating budget, which is also historic because it is the highest percentage in 30 years. We expand access to full-day kindergarten, we decrease class sizes in grades K through 3. The new budget makes a major investment in early learning, including Early Start and Early Childhood Education and Assistance Program. And teachers will get their cost of living raises specified from Initiative 732, plus a little extra in their paychecks. These historic investments in our K-12 system also help us to satisfy the State Supreme Court's McCleary decision mandate to fully fund education in our state. But really, for me, a court ruling should not be the primary reason for these investments. I believe these investments are the right thing to do because they provide for our children's education. Here's another piece that's historic. For the first time in state history, we have actually cut tuition for higher education. In fact, it's the only tuition cut in the nation that we know of. It means a 15% reduction in tuition at Washington State University and the University of Washington. There's a 20% tuition reduction at our regional institutions and a 5% reduction for our community and technical colleges. That's really significant, especially for our middle-income families and students. It makes college more affordable. It expands access for those who are just above the reach of grants, and it lowers the amount of debt our students carry through student loans. About 200,000 students in Washington will benefit from this action. Here are some other important achievements in this budget. We fully fund collective bargaining agreements for state employees and home care worker contracts and retirement benefits. This budget makes investments to address court-mandated fixes in the state's mental health system. We also increased the senior citizen property tax exemption, which will benefit more than 100,000 seniors in our state. And we provide additional funding for our state parks. Back in January, Governor Inslee said the legislature needed to raise taxes to accomplish the goals of fully funding education and helping our state's most vulnerable population. In fact, there were numerous proposals during the session to increase taxes by more than $1.5 billion. Everything from new business and occupation taxes against small employers, a bottled water tax, a carbon tax, even a new capital gains income tax. But guess what? Going into this legislative session, we knew that the economic growth of Washington was generating an additional $3 billion in new revenue for the state. And that's without tax increases. While I know there were many frustrations going into 3 special sessions, I'm very proud of this budget and my Republican leadership team who held strong against major tax increases. As a result, we stopped the carbon tax, we stopped the tax on capital gains, there's no bottled water tax, and we protected jobs. So you might say those extra days in Olympia saved our taxpayers more than $1.5 billion. That, I believe, is well worth it. While no budget is perfect, I also believe we have a historic spending plan to be proud of. We were able to craft a budget that includes historical investments in K-12 education and an unprecedented reduction in college tuition. It increases our mental health services and keeps alive several tax incentives that will help our economy and create jobs. And as our budget leader, Representative Bruce Chandler, said on the House floor, this is a budget that provides something to protect and serve every part of the state. It is truly a roadmap to the future. That's all for now. I'm State Representative Chad-Magendanz. Thanks and have a great day.